With warmer weather here, many of us are spending more time outside, so it is crucial to know how to protect our skin from the sun's harmful rays and prevent skin cancer, the most common form of cancer in the United States. Christine Brannick, Oncology Outreach Manager with Cone Health Cancer Center, is here to shed light on what we all should know about skin cancer, from prevention strategies to recognizing warning signs. All right, to start, who needs to follow these recommendations?
Everybody needs to wear sunscreen and protect their skin from the sun. Everybody is at risk of skin cancer, though some people are at somewhat of an increased risk.
Okay, so the next step, we're talking sunscreen. What SPF is recommended?
So SPF is the sun protection factor. So all sunscreens need to protect us against the UVA and the UVB rays. So a SPF of less than 15 is only going to protect us against the UVB rays. A SPF of 15 is going to only protect us against 93% of those UV rays, and a sunscreen of 30 is only going to protect us against 97%, and a 50 or higher, 99%.
Amazing. Okay, so should you apply sunscreen before going outside instead of or after you're outside by a pool, maybe a golf course?
It's very important to apply your sunscreen 15 to 30 minutes before you go outside. It gives it a chance to absorb in your skin, so it's effective when you get outside.
Good to know. Okay, so how often should sunscreen be reapplied?
Most sunscreens listed on their bottle how often you should reapply it, but a rule of thumb is every couple of hours. A good time to do that is if you decide to get out of the pool, or maybe if you're outside doing yard work or something, if you take a little break, go ahead and put some more sunscreen on.
That's good to know too. Okay, how much lotion sunscreen should we be slathering all over our bodies?
So we should make sure we get a good layer on. Usually for most people it takes around an ounce, which is equivalent to a shot glass.
I did not know that. Okay, what about spray sunscreens? How do we know we've sprayed enough?
So it's very important when we use spray sunscreen to be super careful with them. Make sure we do not spray them anywhere near your face. When you're spraying it on your body, make sure you're spraying it on really good, and you're also rubbing it in kind of where you see that skin kind of glisten.
Okay. And do we need to replace sunscreen each year?
So sunscreen should list the expiration date on it. So it's very important to look for that. If it doesn't, recommend dating it when you open that bottle of sunscreen. If we're using sunscreen like we should, you should go through a bottle much less than a year. But if not, the FDA requires that they keep their strength for up to 3 years. Now, if we're storing it outside in the heat, or somewhere in direct sunlight, that can affect its it can go bad quicker in those sense. Also too, it's important if you notice any changes in the color, the consistency, if there's an odor to that sunscreen, make sure you discard that sunscreen.
It's good to know too. Okay, moving on to common areas that people might forget to put that sunscreen.
Yeah, so make sure that it's really important that we put our sunscreen in everywhere. Make sure, especially places like our ears, the back of our neck, even between our fingers and toes. It's important to make sure we get it on everywhere when we're outside.
That's my one. My grandpa always like the ears. Don't forget the ears. Okay, looking at hats now. What type of hat is recommended for sun protection?
So it's very important to wear a hat with a wide brim. I've actually got one here that we use, one that covers the whole head. It needs to cover our face, our ears, the back of our head, and the top of our head. It needs to be a tightly woven fabric, so it makes sure it covers our whole entire head.
I did not know
Especially those ears.
Yeah, goes over them, right? Okay, so can certain hats still let the sun sneak through and possibly cause that, or head sunburn or, face burn?
Yeah, so we always, for example, we always tell kids if you're wearing a baseball hat when you're outside, make sure you put those sunscreen on your ears and back of our neck. Or some of those hats that aren't tightly woven, the sun may kind of peek through there and might still get a sunburn.
That's good to know too. Okay, is a hat enough to protect your eyes?
No, it's very important we even wear our sunglasses when we're outside. So we need to make sure, again, our sunglasses protect us against the UVA and those UVB rays, because the sun exposure to our eyes over time can cause macular degeneration and cataracts later in life.
What about clothing? Does a certain color make a difference in protecting your skin from the sun?
So it is recommended that we wear darker colored clothing. Now I know some people are saying, hey, it's hot outside. It is a lot warmer when we wear those darker clothes. The little rule of thumb, if you take your shirt and you hold it up to the sunlight, if you can see through that shirt, that means the sun's rays could get through that shirt and you could still get a sunburn. Now, if you do wear a light colored shirt when you're outside that doesn't have that SPF factor, there are some clothing that do have that. Make sure you have your sunscreen on your stomach, your back, and your shoulders so that your skin is protected when you're outside.
This is all amazing advice. We're going to head to break so everyone can grab a notebook and write all of this down. We'll be right back.